In Global Fintech Fest 2025, now I'm joined by Pankaj Gadgil of Aditya Birla Capital. Thank you so much, sir, for talking to ET now. Now we are seeing fintech here all around, AI, technology. Sir, just want to understand from your company perspective and the sector at large, how this technology has really increased the productivity and helped in building synergies.
I think that's a great question, and I'll specifically speak about AI since you asked this question. So we at Aditya Birla Capital are working on AI on several use cases. The first use case that I would want to speak of is how it is adding to the productivity of our frontline sales teams.
Okay.
And let me give you a housing finance example. It comes naturally. So when our colleagues are meeting customers and channel partners on the ground, India, as you know, will have hundreds of property types. So it's impossible for the sales colleague to remember that if you have to do a Lardora property, if you have to do a property in Jaipur, in Bangalore, so on and so forth, there are several things that one has to keep in mind. What AI has done is that all the expertise of our technical teams, underwriting teams, all have been populated. We can use the RAG model, and then the colleague on the ground can just simply punch, and you can just punch it in their own natural language. 23 languages are also there, not necessarily English, and you can type a question and you will actually get answer of the expert.
Okay.
So the time that typically was earlier taken in calling somebody in underwriting, calling somebody in technical, will not be there.
So time saving is there, but sir, cost efficiency is also there. You saving on the cost front also. So how cost has reduced from 100 rupees per customer to, we can say, that 10 rupees, 12 rupees per customer.
So to conclude, this point, so people who are using in our case, the colleagues who are using this particular solution, we have seen their productivity jump by about 30 to 40%.
Okay.
So that's the increase, because see, you will be successful when you meet the customer on ground. Otherwise, you will say, "मैं बाद में बताता हूँ, I'll get back to you," and then someone else is going to eat the cake. So I think it's certainly going to improve the
Helping
productivity.
in procuring more and more business.
On cost. See, across the lending enterprises, you will know that during underwriting, there is a data entry that happens either centrally or locally. There is preparation of a credit assessment memo. We call it CAM, right? All of us call it CAM. Now, in one use case that I can cite at ABCL, in our business loans portfolio, this entire process of data entry and also preparation of the credit assessment memo and also summarizing the assessment memo, all is now being done through AI.
Okay.
Now that is going to help you in reduction of cost per file that all of us understand very well. Somebody will say 2,000 rupees per file, somebody will say 100 rupees per file, 5,000 rupees per file. So in that overall cost, this is also an integral cost, and that comes down. So to your question, so clearly AI solutions today are either improving capacity for the organization, which is productivity like you asked, it's reducing cost, it's also improving customer experience.
Customer experience is there, sir. You said
Clearly.
Per file. So per file cost gets reduced by 50%. Can you say that?
50 नहीं होगा.
Okay.
अगर होम लोन में लेता हूँ,
हाँ.
so typically 4 to 5,000 rupees is the cost per file. I'm talking about logins, because finally there's a login, sanction and disbursement layer. So in that domain, I can clearly see 10 to 15% reduction in the first example that I gave you.
Okay.
Now there are other examples which are deeper. So on underwriting, I just explained you data entry and also explained you the CAM preparation.
Okay.
Now if you take it to the next level, which is coordination with technical legal, which is also mild underwriting, then further the cost is going to come down. So there will be opportunities that are going to get created.
From end to end, sir, how much cost saving? Because eventually customers also get benefited, because that cost is passed on to
25 to 30% cost come हो सकता है.
25 to 30%. That cost is eventually on customer only. Okay. And sir, my final question is related to, because you are looking after the insurance business also, and recently I have come across so many frauds happening in insurance sector, where policy for somebody is having more than 20 policies. somebody died few months back, the policy got issued. So how your technology is helping in mitigating the frauds, particularly in insurance sector? Because if you company end up paying a fraudulent claim, the premium for honest policy holders get increased, and you are looking after the health insurance company also, sir.
So I think a very good question. Like I mentioned AI earlier for the frontline sales,
Yes, sir.
and I spoke about underwriting. We're also using AI for underwriting.
Okay.
We're also using AI for administering our claims. So see, today knowledge and information, is of a different level and degree. You first need to have the ability of capturing this information,
Yeah.
Anurag, right? Earlier, traditionally, you used to only capture data in tables and rows and columns. Today, you can pick up information which is semi-structured, structured. So using this information, using the context which is coming in with the data, the nuance of the information, looking at all structured, unstructured information. Today you are able to administer clearly better.
Okay.
So, and there I would not like to quote the number, but there I think the results have been even more encouraging than what I spoke of earlier.
Okay.
There the gains will be higher. And to your point, earlier point on frauds,
Fraud.
I think the administrating of claims, especially in the health insurance domain, I think AI is going to certainly help in a
And
very
it will
meaningful
help
way.
insurance companies eventually, honest policy holders, the honest customers will be benefited, because every year.
Inclusion bhi बढ़ता है अनुराग. See, all this when we say cost reduces or things become simple. We have always seen that in all our sectors in financial services, the penetration in India is very low. Insurance 3% penetration, housing finance 13% penetration of mortgage industry to GDP. So when all these things come up and simplicity keeps becoming better and better, on one dimension cost will keep going down. The other side, the inclusion is going to become better.
Yes, sir.
So that's
Sir,
going to happen.